Good morning. It is Bosses and Breakfast. We're so excited.
Hi, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I just need to yell really quick to my husband to bring my coffee.
It's the important things in life, everybody. It's the
Just gonna
important.
yell real quick.
Chop, chop. Um, all right. So say hello. Hey, Julie in Clearwater, Florida. Rachel says she needed it's Wednesday. She needed Bosses and Breakfast today. Great. Rachel, tell me why. What can we do for you? Hey, Colleen, Sarah, Joan, Karen, Carol, hello, Christine, Brenda. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Hello, hello. Okay. Should we get onto IG?
Yep. I am trying to spell the word entrepreneurial to get us onto there.
Well, we're going to be here all day then.
When we first started our business and we were trying to figure out like what to call it, the word entrepreneur was part of a conversation on if we should add entrepreneur into like the business name. And then there was a whole discussion between the two of us about how hard it is to spell entrepreneurial. And we were like, we don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, right.
Which makes sense since I'm the one trying to spell entrepreneurial, so it might have been self-serving.
Yeah, no, I was like, there's no way. I'm a pretty good speller, and usually I even trip up. I rely heavily on the other word that I struggle with, which is crazy, is guarantee.
Oh.
Yeah, instead of, is it AU? Is it UA? It's AU, I'm pretty sure. But, that's another word that I don't like to have to spell off, on air. Here I am wondering.
Sometimes we tell our team, like, swear to God, we're really smart. Just there's, only so much our brains can hold, and spelling and math may not be those.
Oh no, I'm good at spelling. I can spell backwards. It's like one of my
Amazing.
there's this game called not Taboo. I forgot what it's like a brain one.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the skill sets on there is that you could learning how to spell backwards. It's Geneple's. So that's, by the way, spelling backwards. And so I was always like the team person that would go against the other person to spell backwards.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is why she graduated college in 3 years.
3 years. High school when I was 17. College when I was 20. But then Stephanie said guarantee is actually GUA. So clearly it has not retained,
And I was top of my class, so.
So clearly you can get very far in the world and not need to know these things,
I mean, again, it drops out. I was actually just saying that I think that's a good reason.
It's like some knowledge dropping out as you speak.
Like we have, I have a third grader now and then a first grader, and I'm like, you need to repeat the math. Like that's why parenting helps you to catch back up on all the math you lost from 30 years ago.
So. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to get us on live over here on the Instagram. Hopefully my earbuds are connected. Let me double check that real quick. So I avoid this whole concept of not being prepared. Okay. All right. I've got it.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. It is Bosses and Breakfast Day. It's Wednesday. We are live on Facebook and we are going live to you on Instagram. So as you start to join us, go ahead and say hello. Today, we are going to talk about all the things happening at the Product Boss, but also entrepreneurial math.
Mm-hmm.
I know Lauren on our team.
She's like, how did you come to this? And anybody that was in our
Lauren.
mastermind session yesterday is probably like, why? Because
any of you that actually know us know that yesterday, 5 times 5 is a hard number when we're live.
So yesterday was I was trying to figure out conversion for one of our masterminders, and it was not a pretty sight, let me tell you. So
when it gets into percentages, it's hard.
Which is fine, right? Because at the end of the day, we wanted to talk about this because you don't have to be a math genius. You don't have to be a spelling genius. You just need to be able to pivot and move forward a lot of times when it comes to being an entrepreneur. And usually it becomes getting good at seeing who the experts are and going to them,
And what's so funny is, again, for those of you that are just joining us, Lauren she basically is third up in our business. She helps us run the whole show, everything. She's down below. We can see her little face at the bottom of where we're broadcast from. And she's like, we said entrepreneurial math. And she was like this.
Surprise!
That was
Yes.
surprise. We're gonna do math live.
Yeah. So hopefully we will be doing actual math live, but it's just an overall concept that we wanted to talk about on today's talk show. Um, because I think it's important to understand like how people approach money and math and making that come together for their lives, you know?
Yeah.
And so it'll be really exciting.
So before we do that, how many of you that are here that are with us right now have signed up for the holiday the product bosses guide to getting holiday ready? Is that what we call this thing?
hmm
Okay.
So we just did our second workshop yesterday. It's a 3-part free workshop series. It's amazing because we do it live, just kind of more like this, but obviously there's slides and you're learning and all the things. And it's so much fun. Yesterday we had the Maker's Guide to Scaling. We had over, how many people showed up?
There's
Over
like
400 something.
yeah.
Yeah. And it was incredible and it was inspiring and everybody walked away more lit up than they were. Now that, we're starting to get into the fall season and summer's coming to an end and we're getting back to business, it's nice to get inspired and get our gears rolling for the holiday season. Just hearing stories of people who are doing it and doing it really well.
hmm So if you want to sign up, and I'm going to drop this into the chat, into the comments on Instagram, but if you haven't signed up yet, you can still get all of the replays up until September 5th. And so head to theproductboss.com/free. They're an hour plus a little bit of Q&A after. So you could knock out 1 and 2 this weekend, come to 3, the third workshop, which is next Tuesday. It's the final workshop. And then you'll have about a week to complete them all before the replay goes away. But if you sign up, you get instant access to Rock Your Holiday Promotions Challenge, which is our biggest challenge. Like, it's put us on the map. Like, tens of thousands of product bosses have gone through it over the last couple of years. And that's where we're going to help you. It's a free 5-day challenge. And we're going to help you put together your promotions for the holiday season. So Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So really deciding, what am I selling? How am I going to sell it? What kind of discounts or offers am I going to provide? We're going to actually help you build those out so that in September, you've built everything. So that way you
Yeah.
can just go and enjoy the holiday season, do the other things, and you know what you're selling and how you're going to sell it.
It's such a relief. It's kind of a gift you're giving to yourself, is getting it prepared ahead of time and having that all go really smoothly because you've gotten ready so far ahead. And also, it's our biggest and most popular challenge. It's amazing. There's thousands of product bosses that come together. It's super exciting. We all are super pumped about the fourth quarter being really profitable. And, there's going to be in excess of $1 trillion being spent, according to Bloomberg.
$1 trillion.
Trillion with a T, which it's hard to even fathom. And we want them to spend it with small businesses. We want consumers to spend it with small businesses like yours. So that's why we're getting you all prepared. So you can kind of even dip in where the big guys cannot serve. Okay. So that's really the idea of it.
So each workshop comes with a workbook. So we did, the first one was helping you figure out your timing, right? Getting more done. Because so many of us, I mean, hands up if you feel like you have 100 hours worth of work and you're trying to shove it into 40 hours. So that was workshop 1. It comes with a workbook. It really helps you figure out how to have more time in your business so that you can keep up and you can also live your best life, at the end of the year, because it's the holiday season for all of us. The second workshop, which we did yesterday, and the replay is live and available for all of you, was scaling your product-based business for Handmade, for retailers, for manufacturers. We really helped you figure out how to scale. And it was a big aha moment. There were so many people that were like, this is blowing my mind from the workshop. And then next week, we're going to tell you where to focus. So we're going to help you figure out how to focus, where to focus, because I don't know about
what
you
to
all.
what to sell more of.
Do any of you feel like you're spinning your wheels on like, what do I sell and how do I sell more of it? So that's next Tuesday.
And everybody's asking where to sign up for the challenge. When you sign up for the workshops, you get a courtesy pass into the challenge. So you don't need to re-sign up. We will send out extra stuff. So you will want to make sure that you're reading all the emails and everything, but we'll put you front of the line because you've already been in the workshops and we'll get you even more ready. So right now we're working on, like Jacqueline said, time, scaling, and focus. And then we're going to hop into promotions. And then we're just, it'll be like in a big gift wrap bow. Imagine that, right?
You're going to get to the end of September and you're going to be like, holy moly, I've never been so prepared for the holiday season.
And we're hoping I've never been as so profitable is what you'll say.
Yeah. I mean, that will be post. That'll be the sales time where I want you all to come back to us and tell us how to do it. So So if you want to get in on the workshop series right now, where you'll get all of the replays up until September 5th, you do have the option to purchase them for a lifetime. So when you sign up, look for that option in your emails. So it is theproductboss.com/free, and you will be automatically invited and have access to Rocker Holiday Promotions Challenge. You don't have to do anything else. You just hang out with us for the next few weeks. If you haven't signed up already, go ahead, theproductboss.com/free. If you're on our email list and you're not into the workshops, that you want to just come to Rocker Holiday Promotions Challenge, we will be sending out emails about that as well. So just hang with us. Just be with us. All right. So let's talk. Let's see if there's anything else I have to mention before we move in. Okay, so doors are opening to Multi-Stream Machine on September 16th. I'm not sure how many of you are, if you want to get in, so here's something I'm just going to drop with all of you. It's kind of a secret. We announced this yesterday, but we're asking those of you who have been waiting to join Multi-Stream Machine, that want to join Multi-Stream Machine, if you write MSM in the comments below, we will have one of our team members reach out to you and put you on a special list. They're going to give you early access to join Multi-Stream Machine. And the first 100 people that sign up for Multi-Stream Machine get an extra special live bonus. We're not telling you what it is yet, but it's amazing. It's something we've never offered. Plus, there's all these extra fast action bonuses. So if you sign up, if you say that you would like to be notified of it early, we will let you know, and you'll actually get access to all of the bonuses we will roll out.
All of them, which is going to be a lot. Let's just say that. And then you'll get the extra special bonus. We're calling it the first 100 bonus. That's extra special on top of that, which will be something I didn't want to say what it was, because we're still making sure it's like the perfect one. And we're super excited about that. There's already been a whole bunch of people signed up that want to be notified.
We have like 50 people already that have said they want to be notified. So for our team, Product Boss team on Instagram, people are dropping MSM into the comments, and then also on Facebook. So if you drop that in, it means that you want us to put you on that special first 100 list. Greg is on Instagram. He's like saying so many bonuses. We are adding a whole new plethora of bonuses this round.
Which everybody who is in it already will get access to those as well. So I know that's going to be a question. We love to always have our students learning in a way that will build their business. So do not worry. We got you. You will get the bonuses that we release we'll have secret bonuses. I feel like I'm saying too much. Like we're dripping out some extra exciting bonuses.
There's extra exciting. What we did is we listened to a lot of feedback. We saw a lot of obstacles that are landing in all of your ways. Also certain ones where we've called on some pretty impressive people to come in and offer bonuses to our students. I mean, so impressive that like tip one of them, you actually would never have access to her as a coach or anything like that. So we're really, really excited for everything we're going to bring to you for this next challenge for September 16th when MSM doors open. They will be the last time that they open for this year. Next time will be sometime in spring of 2020, whatever year, 2021, two. Moving on to 2022.
2030.
Is it still 2020?
2021, I believe it is right now.
Does anyone here know what year it is? It's so weird. I feel like this year has been skipped over in a way too. Who knows what day it is? But it won't open till then. And like we said, businesses will be spending, or consumers will be spending about $1 trillion this year. On product, and
that's a real trillion, because after I said 2030, I feel like people think I'm kidding and exaggerating.
Like actually,
it's a real T on there.
Says the U.S. will be spending $1.3 trillion, which is more than they typically spend at the end of this year, and we want them spending some of that with you. So, and also the world is changing so quickly, right? Like just things keep changing. Models, things just keep changing. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that you all have the tools that you need as things are rolling out and changing. Even Instagram is changing a few things, which we could talk about real quick.
Oh, no thanks.
Yesterday, Mina was like,
that Mark Zuckerberg
again, she said.
Zuckerberg. Oh, that guy.
And even though we're on both your platforms. So thank you for these free platforms. But real quick about Instagram.
Thank you for these. As we're like, please don't kick us off of here.
Don't shut down the comments. The Instagram is changing their swipe up feature. So it was a new release.
They're taking it away.
They're taking it away, but they're adding stickers. So they're
Mhm.
making what they're seeing is that people are doing a little bit of a different, they can tell where you tap on your screen. Okay. So they're changing the swipe up feature to a sticker feature to be able to figure out, like, if you have a call to action, go shop my store, whatever. I don't know how it's going to be yet, but it's a sticker option. It's going to roll out first to people who are verified or have over 10,000 followers that already have the swipe up feature. And then it sounds to me a little bit like they may eventually open that up to people under 10,000 or that are not verified. But that's a new thing that's happening, right? So as soon as it happens, we'll start to use it because we really like to try out the features to show all of you sort of how to use things, right?
Yeah, for sure. But do not let this get you into a spiral. Do not go down that spiral because if Instagram is not working for you right now, then this is not where you need to spiral out and focus on of figuring out those stickers, right? You stay on your path, you get holiday ready, and you watch the workshops, you figure out the time, the scaling, and next week focus is the workshop. We'll be
Mhm.
helping you figure out the hidden
Nina's like, keep
gems
your
of your
blinders on.
business. Yeah, keep your blinders on.
I'm
That's
just
actually
alerting them on news.
yeah.
That's all.
Keep your blinders on, please, because I know if there's ever any Instagram talk, it's the quickest way for people to feel imposter syndrome. They feel like they should be doing it. They feel like they could be doing it, all these different things. So make sure you don't spiral out. Tomorrow's podcast, by the way, is called How to Keep Your Blinders On. So make sure you listen to that and stay focused on getting holiday ready because Marky Mark will do what he does and let him do him and you do you. Okay.
Let him run his business the way he's going to
Yeah.
run it. All right. So that's a little bit of the homework. So those of you that are joining, if you are interested in multi-shoe machine and you want to get in on the first 100, which you get a extra special bonus, drop into the comments MSM. Our team has pulled all the rest of you that have said yes. Teresa said, I just started your podcast yesterday. Welcome to our voices, Teresa.
Yeah.
And to our cackles.
Well, get ready to hear us, hopefully for the next month straight. We're getting close to 300 episodes, all of you. Isn't that incredible?
It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a hobby turned full-time product business. No,
I don't
whatever
know
we're
what
doing, just
happened.
business. Yeah, it's
300
amazing.
episodes ago, I did not anticipate this.
1 gazillion team members. It's amazing. Okay. So, and Greg, thank you for adding to this. He's saying Zuckerberg. I didn't say it, Greg did. So, Marky Mark, keep it cool with us. No.
Chill, bro. Chill. That's what my daughters say all the time.
Okay, we're gonna get serious now.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, so let's back this up. Today we
Mhm.
want to talk to you about entrepreneurial math, right? So
Mhm.
adding versus multiplying revenue. So
Right.
we were inspired by an excerpt from a book that Mina's reading, and she's going to read that to all of you. And then what we want to do is we want to kind of like take this concept and switch it around for all of you to think about your businesses. So
Yeah.
I think we were super inspired by it, and we wanted to share it with you as well.
Yeah, it really lit a fire under me reading it because it really re-inspired how I thought about things and it kind of confirmed for me why I think about money and numbers in this way. And I was like, oh, that's why, because this is the way of the entrepreneurs. So I'm reading Miracle Morning, but it's the millionaires version. It's by Hal Elrod. Actually, it's by a different guy, David Osborne, and co-written by Hal Elrod. This is huge. He also has a documentary on Netflix. I've always been a big believer in Miracle Morning and always been the struggle bus of implementing it. Like, struggle bus, but I respect it a lot. I think that once you get control of your mornings, you do really get back a lot of your time. So Miracle Morning is a book that's crazy popular and it's by Hal Elrod. He does different versions. There's parent one's for children, one's for entrepreneurs. This one is for millionaires. So I'm reading this one currently because my whole life is like always going back to this. I feel like every time school starts. So I read this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so true. So I wanted to read this to you.
Hold on.
So this is from the
Instagram.
millionaire standpoint.
Hold on.
Millionaires have resources too. Oops. Hold on a second.
Instagram has dropped
I don't know
out.
what happened on Instagram.
Not sure.
Okay. Am I on?
No, I'm
Oh,
not.
the live video ended.
We got Zuckerberg.
Oh, shoot. We've been Zuckerberged.
It's our fault.
Real.
Sorry, Marky Mark. We love you so much. And we're
Right
so
when I was
grateful
going
for
to read
everything
that
you do.
excerpt, he was mad about me like hyping up Hal Elrod, I think, and not him.
Has he written a book? All right. Sorry, everyone. We're going to
okay.
come back
I'm going
to
to get back on.
We do this
Okay.
again. I
Now
have to
the
title it.
anticipation this is just like a dramatic pause, really. Very dramatic pause.
All right.
So the name of the book, Christine, is Miracle Morning, but this one is actually Miracle Morning Millionaires. There's a whole bunch of
Lost
different
about, but
versions.
Mina's
This
gonna
one's the
come back.
millionaire version.
So we are back at Bosses and Breakfast on Instagram.
Okay, here we go.
Don't know what happened. Again, it's our fault, I think. It's like Lauren's down below being like, no, you never say it out loud. It's like when you're like the baby sleeping and then the baby wakes up. Don't say it out loud. Okay. There you are.
I think I'm trying to figure out which headphones are the right ones. Nope, not this one. This one.
The twisted ones
Yeah.
are the right ones.
Yeah, I know. It is this one. Okay. It's like, which ear is the sound coming from?
Okay. Is my audio still weird, or you all can hear me on Instagram? Sorry about that. Can barely hear you.
Can barely hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you better
now. Okay. Yeah. Just took a minute.
Suspense,
Okay.
But we're going to go back into it.
Yeah. Dramatic pause. Let me get back into place. So this again is the excerpt. It says millionaires have resources too. They have time, money, energy, and assets just like everyone else, but they see things differently. The non-wealthy think, if I can keep adding to my savings account, maybe I'll increase my wealth. If I just add more hours to my day, maybe I can get more done. And if I put in more time at work, maybe I can earn more. All these things are all true, but only to a limited extent. Where most people see the world as additive, you put more in, you get a proportionate amount out. The wealthy see, and the entrepreneurs will say, see the world differently. They know that addition, adding more time to a day or more money to an account is just that. It's adding. Millionaires don't like adding. They like multiplying. They like leverage. They want their investments of time, energy, money, and other assets to increase exponentially and not in a straight line. So, really good, right? So, it's just a different way that people think when they are entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs have this need for freedom. They have this need to make money. They have this need to make something from scratch and make it into something bigger. And oftentimes that cannot happen in a straight line. And it happens not by the old way of thinking. Add this, do more of this, add this, save this, put into account, work more hours, get promotions. It doesn't work that way. It works by multiplying and leveraging the time, money, and energy you're putting in.
So we wanted to flip this around a little bit, and that's why we were saying entrepreneurial math, adding versus multiplying your revenue. And we wanted to just talk about that a little bit and take this idea and flip it around and kind of apply it to you as product-based businesses, right? So how many people resonated with what Mina just read? You could leave it in the comments. You know, that idea of if only I had more time, if only I added to my savings, right? That energy part where you're thinking, if only I did this, versus the idea of multiplication. So let's start with the first idea of adding to my savings. If only I could add more to my savings, I'd be wealthier. I think that this is a little bit of the same idea of your businesses, right? If only I added more products to my business, I could sell more. If only I added more customers to this one sales channel, I could sell more. So it's the idea of like, let's say you're selling on Etsy, you're selling on your website, right? And you're thinking, okay, or you're selling through Instagram. You're like, I need, 100 more followers and I can sell more. I need, 3 more sales off of my website and I'll make more money. I need, what was the first one that I said? More products. And if I have more products, I'm going to sell more. Now, I want to flip that idea for all of you and think about this in the way of, okay, so yes, you can add more customers, but it's slower, right? It takes more energy. It takes more effort to get people to your one sales platform, which is why, for example, in Multi-Stream Machine, we teach more platforms for more profit, because think about this. And we have tons and tons of case studies like this. You have one sales channel. You know what your best seller is. You know what you're focusing on. Okay. And then you're like, okay, I'm selling it here. So I'm just going to go all the way back to a few years ago because it's always in my head. Sarah of Heartland Lettering. She was doing about $2,000 a month on Etsy, selling tumblers and customized products. Now, what she did is she didn't try and add more. Well, she did before she started working with us, but she didn't try and add more to Etsy to try and sell more, right? Because the customers.
But she did have a lot of product listings. Etsy, Their way is more. Like
Right.
you put multiple listings everywhere. You have one listing and it has 50 different versions, that sort of thing. So they really push more is more.
But the idea there is like, okay, that's what they're pushing. So, but she was making 2 grand. When she went through multi-stream machine, for example, and she went through figuring out what her best seller is, she was able to take that product and multiply her revenue versus just add. So she then she added, let's call it Amazon as a sales channel. And then she literally multiplied, she doubled her revenue. It wasn't like I'm going to add another $500. It was now making 2,000 on one platform and 2,000 on another platform. So it wasn't like I need to add a few more orders to
2x.
Etsy. She 2x, yeah, 2 times.
Mhm.
Thank you. That's the multiplying.
I think, Lauren, can you confirm? Just kidding.
2 plus 2 equals now. So that's the idea here, right? And that's where we're seeing this. It's like, yes, totally multiplication. So, and also multiplying the eyeballs, the consumers that
Yeah.
see your product, because now you've multiplied. You haven't just tried to keep adding to the one platform. So that's how I feel like you can take that idea of adding your savings versus multiplication, or adding to your revenue versus multiplying your revenue quicker.
Yeah.
Less time, less effort.
Right. Multiplying requires you to like expand exponentially, right? You're
Mhm.
expanding this way instead of going straight. Well, when you're just focusing on, let's just stick with this Etsy version, right? If Sarah had stayed on Etsy, she would have straight pathed it to Etsy. She would have been only focus on Etsy's algorithm. What if Etsy's been really slow this summer? What do I do? All these different things. And she's solely in the Etsy world, right? But then what she did was she broadened. She broadened and diversified by multiplying into another revenue stream. So now she's on Amazon. Guess what happened? She got more eyeballs, more traffic. She didn't add on more products. It really was about the eyes and the traffic, right? The new customers. So it really was about multiplying the possibilities, the opportunities that happen. Instead of being in a straight line, it's just being more, broadening it out for her.
I'll give you another example, not an Amazon example and not an Etsy example. Greg, who is here, right? And we won't say what he said before so we don't get shut down again on Instagram. But Greg of Lodestone Candles, right? He's also, I think he's also a student in multi-stream machine. He's also a masterminder, and he has a candle company, beautiful candles. So please go check out Lodestone Candles. Now, Greg has his own website, so that's one platform, but he also has been able to lean into wholesale. Right, Greg, correct me if I'm telling your story wrong since you're live with us. But so he has multiplied. So it's not one store. He was able to get more stores and they order in bulk. So it's multiplying the products, like the amount of products that he's selling to more people. And remember, each store has its own customer base. So think about that in terms of multiplication versus addition. He's like, so far, so great. Okay, perfect. Now, same with so he's got his website and he's trying to acquire customers there. He shows up on Instagram. It's like, it's on your single platform, it's addition. Can I get these people in? Can I get these people in? But then when you add a secondary platform, a secondary sales channel, so wholesale, now he can say, okay, like, X amount of my percentage of my business comes from this sales channel and this sales channel. And then he has other opportunities as well that start to come in. So that's just another example of Greg, who has also gone from being a 5-figure business to a 6-figure business by multiplying his sales channels. And it doesn't mean that it's more effort necessarily, right? It's the idea, because he doesn't have to go sell to all the people that walk into all the retail shops. They're selling for him. He just needs to sell to the buyers, and then they'll do the selling.
And he does a great job of staying connected with them. Yeah. So the next one I wanted to get into, because it's the next, kind of money fallacy, is if I just add more hours to my day, maybe I can get more done.
Anyone else?
This is a big trap that people fall into. And it's because we are born a lot of times and raised to believe that hard work is the way. I do believe hard work is crucial. I think that you need to get the experience under you. You need to figure it out. You need to fail very quickly. You need to make mistakes. And a lot of times that has to do with hard work, but the hard work isn't the way forever, right? You can't keep adding. You can't just brute force your way through entrepreneurship. You have to figure out how to work smarter. So if it's adding more to your day, thinking that if I just work an extra hour or another 2 hours or another 3 hours, that's how I make more money. It becomes impossible. You get overwhelmed because you still only get 24 hours in a day, just like everybody else in the world,
Mhm.
right?
So the idea there with time and hours is well, and then someone just message here. Janice said that she's afraid of adding another channel because she'll get buried in orders. Please come to the workshop series, Janice, or if you haven't watched them, because yesterday about scaling Handmade was something to help you overcome that fear of feeling like if I get too many orders, I won't be able to keep up, which sometimes
Yeah.
keeps us stuck. So the idea here of time, if I worked harder, listen, Mina and I hustle when we need to hustle. We
Mm-hmm.
work hard when we need to work hard. Our team was with us in DC and we were like, yeah, we can keep working till midnight, right? When there's times that we have to do it, we'll do it. But then it's not sustainable. It's not something you can do all the time. And all of you know that, like, let's say you have 30 minutes to do something and you need to do it quick. Sometimes you can get a lot of work done in 30 minutes as well in less time. So how would you say that we can also talk about this for product-based businesses?
I think they need to up level their thinking. So a lot of times people think that, if I simply work harder, and a lot of is, how we grew up, but a lot of times it's you have to let go of that you have to do it by yourself, right? And so if you're going to be adding more hours, well, a way to multiply more hours is by delegating it to somebody else to do it instead of you. That's a way of working smarter, is that I know that somebody else can do this instead of me, or I know that somebody else can do it better than I can, and I also can know that I employ other people that might be able to do this that never would be employed before for fine arts, or doing a trade, or creating pottery, or pouring candles, or a mom that's usually staying at home. Like my mother-in-law, I gave the story yesterday in the workshop of how she used to cut lace. Well, she left her abusive husband and had 4 kids to raise, but she was able to do it because she was able to cut lace. Somebody offered her the opportunity, right? So it's in the entrepreneurial blood to figure it out. And a lot of times we think we have to figure it out ourselves and do it ourselves, but that simply is not true.
Mhm. So it's the idea of multiplying your efforts, right? Multiplying that. And so a lot of you might be like, but I can't afford to hire anyone. That's okay. Right.
Mm-hmm.
As you're growing your business, there's the initial thing where you start is that you need to multiply your revenue, which is really why so many people at the stage that some of you might be in join multi-stream machine, because they're like, okay, I need more money. I need to save
Mm-hmm.
money and work on my systems, which we help you there. And then I need to make more money
Yeah.
so that you feel like so that you can pay yourself, so that you
Yeah.
can take
I love
advantage of
that
this
you
business.
brought that up, because
Yeah.
a lot of the things that we go over in multi-stream machine have a bit to do with automation, like emails, right? The 3 emails we go through, you automate the automated emails, and then you have your ones that are ongoing. There's also automated things when it comes to knowing about shipping, right? Where your order's coming from. So you're not running around with your head cut off thinking that, oh, okay, you can do it with no system or no workflow, when the workflow is really the thing that will save you time, so you're able to work on things that are better, that better move the needle forward for your business.
Mhm. So as you get there, right? As you start to increase your revenue, you multiply your revenue, and then you start to think, okay, it's like exactly like one of the people on Facebook said, where she was like, I don't want to grow because I can't keep up with it, right? When you get to that tipping point, that's usually where you hire. And we talk about this. A lot of our multi-stream machine students are live with us right now. A lot of our masterminders are live with us, but they're talking about, yeah, when I hired a team member, we usually say that you would hire either someone to help you with production or someone to help you with shipping. Those are 2 things that are repeatable processes that you can teach. And now listen, come to the workshops, watch the replay on the scaling your handmade or product-based business, because we really dig into this.
Hmm.
So that's go
and,
ahead.
and and sometimes you don't even hire on, you outsource,
Mhm.
right? So it could be for example, Dome Doc, we gave the example of them. They outsource their um, production. So they're not doing in-house, but they did have a warehouse where they do their own shipping. Other people outsource their shipping. For example, Jana of I'm going to ruin the I have a hard time saying her business name. Since syntheses oh my gosh.
I think
Why
it's
did
Synesthesia Tarot.
Yeah, Synthesia Tarot.
Tarot
She
cards.
outsources her shipping to a fulfillment company. Yeah, her tarot cards. And so that really has alleviated some of her time too. So when you get to that tipping point, it doesn't always mean you have to hire a team member. It means that you have to get some stuff off your plate.
Mhm. So here's a couple examples, right? Cheryline on Facebook says, "But I hate paperwork. Can I hire someone to do all the paperwork and data entry?" 100%.
Absolutely.
So that's something that I hired very quickly in my business when I first started was a bookkeeper because I would spend an entire day invoicing. And when you sell wholesale, for example, and let's say you're not using a platform for that, but like rather this is good. I got faxed orders, fax purchase orders. So like they would just come in through
So
the
a
fax
fax
machine
machine is a machine that used to
that somehow
exist.
works. I don't
I
know
know. It's incredible.
how it
Makes
goes
this
through the wires.
sound through the phone line,
And for
which
our
used to
young
be a phone
listeners,
line.
no.
Yeah. So it's too much for the brains right now.
Never still never figured it out. I could look it up in an encyclopedia maybe. No. Okay. The fax machine, I would just get orders in and then I would actually have to input those orders into my QuickBooks. I'd have to create I'd have to create a purchase order. I'd have to create a packing slip. I'd have to create a invoice. So eventually I hired somebody once a week to come in and do bookkeeping for a couple hours. How much is that? $150 a week, maybe if it's $50 an hour type person, but they can do it faster. They can do it better. They can do it correct. If it takes me an entire day and takes someone $3, I would pay that $150 to get someone to help me with that. Oakland Tico, Peggy, who is also, is she a student? I think she might be a student. She's a masterminder for sure. Oakland Tico, let me know if you're an MSM student. She's really smart because here's something that a lot of us adopted in 2020. She said, I started having groceries delivered and laundry done by somebody else. Didn't have to hire someone.
I
If
love it.
you have Instacart, which I do, it tells you after you place your orders how
I
many
ordered
hours
crab
you
legs the
saved.
other day from Aldi.
Good for you. Yeah, she's a multi-stream machine student, Peggy. She said game changer. So I've saved, I don't know, over 200 hours of shopping groceries and probably let's multiply that for me because it takes me a long time to make decisions sometimes. So maybe the average shopper versus me standing in front of the two tea boxes being like, mint, which mint do I want? So, but it saved me 200 hours. What is your time worth?
Yeah.
Right. So for those of you that are like, I can't hire for my business yet, or those of you that work a full-time job and then you come home and you're trying to cram in that time for your business, right? What can you outsource? The world changed last year in 2020. There are so many more things that were never accessible before that you can actually get for a very small fee. Uber
And
Eats.
people are not going back too.
Mm-mm.
So even like elderly people, even Jacqueline's grandma is having her groceries delivered. Now, is she going back to getting her groceries not delivered? No. Now that she's figured out the new way of life and adapted, she's not going back, right?
Yeah.
So people have crossed over to this new way of life and they're not going back.
Yeah. I mean, Target pickup. Mina's always like sitting in the parking lot waiting for
Well, you can
for
order
them to
multiple times if you need
bring
to.
things to her car. You know why? That saves time. Again, any of us that have been into a Target lately, I mean, I don't drink my coffee anymore because I wear a mask inside, but which really actually dampers the whole wanting to go to Target and walk around with a coffee, to be 100% honest. But think about that. Think about how much time you then get sucked in. Maybe you went in for groceries or maybe
Mhm.
you went in to pick up school supplies and all of a sudden you're like, well, I got to walk all the aisles. I got to add everything. So
Yeah.
if all of you are trying to think about how do I have more time, we said that quote, like even Beyonce only has, the same amount of
24
hours,
hours.
yeah,
Yeah.
in a day. But she's multiplied her efforts by having other people help her do things. And that is same. My grandma's in her mid 80s. So she's a younger grandma, but she's English. And it's still like when you talk to her on FaceTime, it's only like this portion of her face. So that's why it's like
It's a big deal,
like, I
okay?
don't know if she could see herself. So that's why I'm like, she could use Instacart because like I like talked to her and it's always like part of her face where she's like, can you see my dog? And it's like her couch. Her dog's
Uh,
nowhere in the picture.
yeah,
So,
so my mother-in-law she's young. She's only 61, and my kids were teaching her how to floss the other day. So, I mean, it's incredible, right? Seeing all the different generations.
yeah.
Okay, but this last one I think is really important too. And this is the mindset of if I put in more time at work, maybe I can earn more. If I put in more time at work, maybe I can earn more. And this really, I think, is the idea that you have to put in a whole bunch of time before you get to do something. When
How
you
many do you think
really,
that?
you can shortcut it. You can shortcut it by hiring the right people, hiring the coaches. You can learn from digital courses. We were just talking about the fax machine, right? I mean, technology has changed. Kids don't even know what that is anymore.
I don't even know
So
what a dial tone is.
they don't, right? So they don't even. We were just talking about the dot matrix printer the other day. Another blast from the past. We were telling our team members it used to fold into itself when it would be like,
Remember the
you
paper
know.
that had the holes on the sides for those of you that are our age and above?
So we're
When
Zennias,
the
where it's
internet
like
was
we're
invented?
analog growing up, but digital now. So lots of things have changed. You can shortcut a lot of things, and access has changed. So I want to read another excerpt that I think is really, really important, especially for entrepreneurs, because we go through this in our day 5 of Rock Your Holiday Promotions. And we always say that the entrepreneurs we know are voracious learners. Voracious learners. And it's something that I really pride myself on, is the constant learning. So here's the excerpt. Learning is the master multiplier. Everything you learn, you get to apply over and over again. It's like having a single dollar and getting to spend it time and time again. Learning is the golden goose of life. And as long as you nurture it, it will continue to pay dividends. So I want you to remember that you get to pay for self-education. You get to pay to shortcut your way to whoever. Our masterminders are paying to work with us so we can shortcut their decision making when it comes to making really big decisions in their business. And I need you to all think about that it's not about the time that you put in that makes you earn more. It's about how can you, as an entrepreneur, shortcut that for yourself so you can get further, faster, and with a bunch of people that you're having fun with.
Mm-hmm. Does that resonate for all of you? Because think about it. I mean, Mina's reading this book and it's like the gems. It's a section of this humongous book. And think
Mm-hmm.
about all of our minds being blown right now. Right. Think about how we can apply certain thoughts here. So that's the idea with courses. That's the idea with you listening to the podcast or other podcasts. That's the idea of investing in yourself, joining a mastermind, getting a coach, having a group of people to turn to. We always said when we went to events, back in, as Erica says, the 1900s, whatever year it was. But back when we, went to events, we used to say, because we would actually invest a lot of money for certain events, like $2,000-$3,000. We still do for digital events. We were like, if we pull one gem, and actually let's multiply that because there's 2 of us. So whenever the 2 of us would go to stuff, we'd have to pay double. But if we were
Yeah.
like, if we pull one gem, if we meet one person, right?
Yeah.
And we've seen that time and time again of that has changed our business. Like
Yeah.
full fold. Some of the best investments we've ever made have been in courses, have been in coaches, have been in events. And then
Right.
also the investment of time and like listening to things like podcasts.
Right. Because you're adding to yourself. You're only adding to yourself one person when you're learning just in a bubble. You only have exposure to yourself, the things that you know. You're limited by, what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. But when you shortcut your way with experts, courses, access to education, you're learning, you take advantage of free workshops and free challenges, you exponentially multiply what you know and what you can apply
Mm-hmm.
because you've done it through other people and what they've learned. So think about that, right? That's why people get wealthier. That's why people get smarter. That's why people become happier, is because they've exponentially grown what they know about themselves and what they know about the world and how their perception of that is, how they apply it in real life.
So how's that? Does that resonate with all of you? Do you feel that? I love that. Someone on Instagram said, love it. Starting the grocery now. We don't have delivery, but they have pickup here, right? And they're going to try that. So even think about that. That's just saved her 2 hours, like maybe there's the drive time, but I don't know. Again, 2 hours is me in a grocery store. So let's say 45 minutes, an hour for an average human. I don't know. But that's the idea. Like, where can you save that time? Where can you multiply your efforts? Where can you invest? It's not the adding to your bank account in like the small dollars. We want you to get into this millionaire mindset of multiplication versus addition. So I hope that was helpful.
Yeah.
All right. Anticlimactic end to that one.
So how do you guys feel? Do you feel that as entrepreneurs that thinking about this version of math is better than the math that you've been taught your whole life, that you just keep adding, you keep doing more, and then you might get more, right? But the entrepreneurial math is no, you multiply instead. You don't add, and you figure out how that's done, because that's really how you build a business and how you build wealth.
Teresa says, I feel old after this. Same friend, same. And then
Old in
someone
a good way,
on Instagram, they say, yes, love it, but I love walking through Target. Not going to make you give up Target, but I'm just saying, like, you could think about certain things. I'll go back. I know we talk about this a lot, but when my husband's working full time and technically the laundry's his job, I would send out my laundry. I mean, it sounds excessive, but it is the bane of my existence. Like, I do not have time to sort the laundry, put it in the machine, fold it. I could fold it, I could put it away. But the whole
Mhm.
doing it thing, especially since we're on calls all the time and all this stuff, I can't do by myself. So, and he was really slow with it. So we did laundry pickup. That's actually something we learned in New York City. New York City is like the epicenter of ease and like convenience. And really, they've always been ahead. I remember when I first moved to New York, and it was before like Uber Eats existed. And you could actually, I
Mhm.
got eggs and coffee delivered to my door because that's what everybody does in New York City. I was like, I just got coffee and eggs. Like, I'd never ordered breakfast. And then I could order cookies till 2 a.m. from Insomnia Cookies. So I remember being in New York City and really experiencing. And then it was the same thing. Like, if you had a doorman, they would get the packages for you. You could drop your laundry like at a hotel at the bottom, and there would be laundry pickup because a lot of times you'd have to go to the basement and use the machines and they're busy. So people do a lot of sending out of laundry. So we kind of took some of that and figured it out here. We're like, well, we're not going to have someone come into our house to do the laundry, for example. We don't have a date, like anyone to help us daily in our house, but we can gather it all up, put it in a bag, schedule them. They come pick it up. They fold it better than anything ever I've ever seen in my life. They give it all back to you. It's like flat packed. It's so perfect. And then it's feels joyful to put the clothes away. And what did that
Mhm.
cost us? Maybe it was like $50 a week or something. But
But
again,
the
what is
amount of
your time worth?
time, yeah.
It's like, can I spend that here on Bosses and Breakfast? Can I spend that, with my children outside? Like, where can you spend that, building something, working on your business? You absolutely can. So it's really trying to think of your money working for you, right?
Mhm.
Because when your money can work for you, it can multiply your efforts, it can multiply your hours, it could multiply your revenue and your sales. So I think as you're all kind of thinking about this, we all are going to have a different way of approaching this. If anything, you start with grocery pickup or delivery. That's what
Mhm.
Peggy does. Um, Locks of Liz says I'm the opposite. I pay someone to put the laundry away. Yeah, I actually really like organizing. I like, watching the home edit and then organizing my drawers.
Uh-huh.
So it's something I enjoy. But if you like putting your clothes away or don't, you do you. So, all right. Any questions about this topic? Any questions about the workshops? Any questions about Rock Your Holiday Promotions Challenge? Anything we can help answer? Again, if you want to go to theproductboss.com/free, you can sign up for the free workshops. You get the replay till September 5th, and you can catch up on the first and second one, and the third one is live next Tuesday. Okay, and the team's putting that in. What do you want to say?
Okay. Oh, I'm good.
What, we've run out of things to say?
So Dean Graziosi's mom was shocked that he didn't take out his own garbage. He told her that instead of taking out the garbage, I write the New York Times best-selling books. What is more valuable, right? Our moms literally have different expectations, right? So I think we have to do what's right for us. There's lots of roles that we have to play. I bet you anything, even though, even Mel Robbins and Tony Robbins, both of them, Tony Robbins is not doing his own laundry, and he's not expecting Mel to do it either. They're having people take out their garbage because their time is better spent somewhere else. But I know that feels like when you talk about New York City, it's even being done here in Iowa, right? So, for example, I outsource all of my grocery shopping. I pick up what I need. I only do curbside when it comes to Home Depot because I just had to order like caulk stuff. And then I hire somebody on either Hello Tech or TaskRabbit to do the stuff for me, because it doesn't have to be me, and it doesn't even have to be my husband who works from home also, right? It can be anybody else. Carlos was just here. He's a fireman that I hired. You know what's so funny? I realize I've only spoken to him in person one time. He's worked for us for 4 years. So I hired him.
You're always doing podcasts when he comes. She's always looking
Yeah.
at the one and being like, oh, I have to go put money outside.
Yeah. So he does all of our lawn care, and he's a fireman in Ankeny here. And I found him because his wife posted up, is anybody looking for lawn care? So I went through her. He has actually come here every single week. We text back and forth for when he's coming. I put money underneath a rug. Nobody come take it. It's for Carlos. And then it's a done deal. And then he lets me know when he's going to aerate. I put extra money in there, give him a tip at the end of the year. It's done. It's all outsourced. I don't expect my husband to do it. I don't expect myself to do it. I've never actually mowed the lawn ever in my whole entire life. So you just have to figure out, like, what are the things that you can do that feel like, okay, well, it's like when you were saying, I wanted James to do the laundry because he wasn't working. Well, James, that is not his zone of genius either.
Want to do the dishes. Anyone? What movie is that? I want you to want to do the dishes. Nobody wants to do the dishes.
I want you to be thirsty with me.
That's the breakup. That's the
no. Oh, I want you to want to do the dishes. Yeah. Oh, I wanted 13 limes. Yeah.
She's like, do they like get divorced? And he's like, I want you to want to do the dishes. And he's like, nobody wants to do the dishes.
Yeah. Yep. Somebody did get it. Teresa got the breakup. The other one was, she was like, I'm so thirsty. He's like, okay, I'll go get you a drink of water. And she's like, no, I want you just to be thirsty with me. Be thirsty with me. That's from White Men Can't Jump. That's an 80s movie with we are Woody Harrelson.
Dating ourselves over here. But anyways, but here's the idea, right? It's the idea of just multiplying you and your efforts. So again, whether it's help at home, whether it's help with your kids, whether it's services, like it's called SaaS, systems as a service. So, a shipping software, an inventory software. We're giving away a Dymo printer right now. So if any of you want to post a picture of us, like live with us, and use tag
not
at the
this
product
one,
boss,
a new one.
Which Paula from Clean and Dirty just posted her using her label machine, like how amazing it was.
Label machine, label printer.
But if you do at the product boss and like tag us, and then if you leave a podcast review and share that in our Facebook group or on Instagram with tag us on it, or hashtag or DM us, whatever you want to do. You'll be entered to win. I think we're going to do by 7 p.m. tonight, we're going to do the drawing of who wins the Dymo printer. So go ahead, enter.
It's a life changer. It's a thermal printer, meaning that you don't put tape over it. You literally print it. It can go out in the rain. It's pretty much indestructible. You can put it on there and you're done. There's no extra taping, nothing, no extra cutting. It's amazing. So it saves you a bunch of time. That just gives you another example of how technology or machines can change the way you do business. If you invest in, these are actually $200, I believe is what our team told us. And so like some people are like, well, that's $200.
Jamie, really need to upgrade my cutting and taping labels. Jamie.
Yeah, you do.
Enter to win this one. And then let's get you one over. You only have to do either one or the other, but if you do both stories and podcasts, then
you get 2 submissions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the team just put that in there. So listen, Linda, right? Is that what people say? Like
and actually, I don't want to go on a shipping rant here, but you should never be taping over your barcodes. I know you have to because of the rain, but that's why you need a thermal printer, because when it goes through the machine in USPS, this is going through a tangent here, the machine will reflect the barcode when it has tape over it. So it will have to take a manual process of somebody scanning it. So it actually scans, and that can delay your shipments. Anyways, I'll stop now. Okay.
There. So if you want to purchase one, we have a link. It's theproductboss.com/Dymo. But first enter to win. And then if you don't win it, you can go grab yourself one. It is worth it. Again, $200 to save you. I want you to time yourself cutting labels and taping them. And then,
but also like not having the extra tape or the headache of the machines not being able to read the
Printing and using all
barcode,
your paper
the
and your
surety
ink.
of that. Yeah.
Oof, just a lot, right? All
Yeah.
right.
Right.
So,
By the way, go to theproductboss.com/dymo, DYMO, and I
if you wanna
believe
grab
it takes you straight to there.
Yeah, Jamie says, yeah, it takes forever. Yeah, Jamie, that's why you showed up today, so we could save you just that time, right? So again,
Mhm.
multiplying your efforts, and you could do it with somebody to help you. You could do it as a like system, or systems as a
I
software
think
as a service.
software as a no, software as a service is what it
Yeah,
stands for,
SaaS.
software, yeah.
Um,
Maureen, you won't be the video queen anymore. I believe that you should do this year, you should start being the shipping queen.
the Dymo link isn't working.
Oh, it's
Okay.
not? Okay, well, team, could you get that fixed? Theproductboss.com/dymo. So that way, we've been talking a lot about dymos and people have been getting really excited in the
There's
Facebook
also
groups.
Rollo printers, so
Yeah, Rollo. We're very divided. It's either Team Rollo or Team Dymo here. I'm a Dymo team person. It's like Apple and PC, I feel like. Because even if you look at a Rollo, it looks like a PC. Just saying, like it's, you're either one team or the other. But who does use the Rollo and it is a masterminder is John and Chelsea. They ship out so much and that thing is always going. And I'm like really impressed with it too.
like
So
20,000 units a month, like
yeah.
something crazy.
Yeah. So they
Bella Benina
definitely
Designs
use
over here as Team
Team
Rollo.
Rollo. Yeah,
Either
it's a
way,
divided house, okay?
I personally, since I think you can use either, but Mina loves
Greg is
Dymo.
Team Rollo. Oh my gosh.
It really is turning into a divided house. This might have to be a reel or something. Okay. So thank you everyone for being here with us today. We will see you all inside of the workshops. Again, it's theproductboss.com/free. You'll also get instant access to be automatically added to Rock Your Holiday Promotions Challenge, which will kick off on September 13th, that Monday. Are we correct
Yep.
there?
It's my grandma's birthday.
It's
That's
a
how I don't
free
forget.
it's a free 5-day challenge. So you'll get added to it. If you're skipping over the workshops, keep an eye out. We will be having different registration for Rock Your Holiday Promotions Challenge if you are not doing this. So we're so excited. I can't wait to see who wins tonight. They win the role. They win the Dymo. We're giving away the Dymo.
Yeah.
Can't
We
wait to see
could
who wins.
switch it up next time if we
No, you're
needed
obviously
to.
very attached.
I have 3 Dymos, just saying, like, it's a Dymo house. Apple and Dymo house around here.
Dymo it will be, because we don't get a call being like, oh, I wish you sent me the Dymo, you sent me this Rollo. No, it's all going to be fine. And thank you for being with us today. And again, if you want to be entered to win the Dymo, take a screen grab us, like, hey, let's smile. Post it on Instagram
Because we wake up like this.
tagging at the product boss. You could say like your takeaway from today. You could say join the workshop series. And then if you leave a positive podcast review, that's a second entry. You could do either one, to be 100%
Yeah.
honest. The podcast reviews always really
We
help
love
our
the podcast
business.
reviews so much because we read them, every single one of them, and it feels great because it's
There
a
was one
very
I really
one-way conversation.
There was one I really liked the other day. I read it. I told you, I was like,
You know what? I didn't love it that much. I feel like I should have gotten at least an honorary mention
I feel like
with
they,
all
like,
the time that goes into the podcast.
there
But
was no
literally, it was
exclamation at
one
the end.
sentence that said, "I love Jacqueline." I was like, really? I mean,
It
I'm
was James.
spearheading 300 episodes in. You
You
barely
think it
know
was my
what you talk
husband?
about, and I don't even get an honorary mention.
It could be my husband with a different name. No, I was like, there was no
I'm kidding.
exclamation
We
point at
love
the end.
every podcast
Yeah.
review, everyone.
There was no
Mhm.
explanation. So why I was like laughing is like, I wonder if it like got cut off, that it was like more of a sentence and it got cut off, because it wasn't like an exclamation point or like a period or anything at the end, or it was my husband or my mom. Who knows, right? Maybe grandma figured out how to leave podcast reviews.
Can you imagine? That'd be amazing.
Really, really moved her forward. All right. So thanks everyone. We will talk to you all soon.
Yeah, great seeing all of you. Thanks for joining us today.
Bye.